The 4 reasons why Microsoft wants TikTok. It was really harsh days for Microsoft and also the TikTok. Everyone is talking about this weird combination of these two companies and focusing on what would be next. Microsoft confirmed that it has held talks with the Chinese technology company ByteDance to acquire its trendy social application TikTok in the US. Microsoft said in a statement that it will keep working with the US government on the deal, and it intends to conclude talks by the September 15th. If it were to complete the deal, Microsoft could simultaneously resolve recent controversies in Washington and gain power in consumer technology. That's right, Microsoft and TikTok is the hot potato not only in the IT business, but also in the politics between US and China. And even a few days ago, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates has described the company's potential TikTok deal as poisonedchalice. Then here's the question. Why Microsoft wants TikTok? I will give you the 4 reasons. Let's read again the timeline. One media source reported that Microsoft is on a deal with the ByteDance to buy the TikTok. Soon after the report emerges, President Trump announces that he opposed with this deal and he would move to ban the TikTok application in the US. So the two companies have looked at the Microsoft buying TikTok in the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. And Microsoft might offer other American investors to get involved in the acquisition. And most importantly, Microsoft promised that all TikTok users in the US would be located in the country and that data stored elsewhere would be deleted after it has been moved. After the solid promise, Trump agreed to give the ByteDance 45 days to cut the deal with the Microsoft over TikTok. So the deal is still on. Before getting into it, let's talk about the basic background information. TikTok is burning. TikTok is a social media platform that features 15 seconds videos of users mostly lip-syncing, dancing, and performing comedy skits. This includes memes, which are the short videos or photos that are widely copied, often with slight variations, mostly on the mobile. And the name of the application is a vibrating sound in Chinese. And most importantly, the gigantic fame of the app is led by the zgeneration. That is the key. The app accumulated more than $2 billion and have 800 million active users worldwide. Only in the US, 80 million people access the app on a daily basis. The valuation of the ByteDance, the owner of the video phenom TikTok, is at least $100 billion in the recent private share transactions. And it has giant investor lists like SoftBank Group, Sequoia Capital, General Atlantic, and so on. Is it weird? Microsoft TikTok tied up. At first glance, a Microsoft acquisition of TikTok seems a little unusual. Microsoft has spent years walking back consumer play like group music service, Kinetic Aspects accessories, its Microsoft Band fitness devices, Windows Phone, and most recently the Mixer streaming service. Microsoft has been favoring its enterprise software and services, and even Cortana has transitioned to be productivity focused. How does the service that caters to dancing teenagers fit with Microsoft's button-up business demographic? So some worries that Microsoft paid billions for TikTok. It is a tremendously risky and weird. Microsoft was mainly on the cloud computing and business software platform service, and also the hardware. So people feel that awkwardness when linked Microsoft with a TikTok, which is a video sharing platform mainly used among the teenagers and 20s. The technology industry analyst Patrick Moore has said that, "I was surprised at the fact that the buyer is Microsoft. Buying TikTok would be a significant change of direction from the Microsoft CEO Nadal's focus on the workplace software that makes people more productive." But why? Why does Microsoft want TikTok by all means? Here are the 4 reasons. At first, Microsoft always has B2C portfolio. Microsoft has big plan. Since Satya Nadella became chief executive in 2014, he always showed off that the Microsoft is an enterprise company, not a consumer technology group. So it seems that Nadella invested only on the B2B or the AI technologies, but in fact, Nadella has done several big deals on the B2C. In 2014, it bought the Swedish company that created Minecraft for $2.5 billion. And in 2016, it acquired LinkedIn, the professional social network, for the $26.2 billion. In 2018, Microsoft bought GitHub, an online network for software developers, for the $7.5 billion. So in this manner, Microsoft TikTok deal is one of their grand B2C plan. They are just diversifying the B2C portfolio which they always dreamed of. The second, social media platform. Microsoft already has the Internet Browser Explorer, but they also have the broad ambitions for the social media platform. To extend internet services, Microsoft tried to buy the entire Yahoo business at $45 billion, and at 2007 they offered $24 billion to buy the Facebook, but the deal was rejected. Microsoft tried to build their own social media platform and networking sites, but it failed. Microsoft's search engine Bing cannot escape the shadow of the Google, and 4 years ago Microsoft acquired game streaming service Beam and rebranded it as Mixer. But Microsoft closed the operating system of the Mixer because they failed to keep up with the growth of the Amazon's Twitch. TikTok is the fickle infatuation of twins. The Times current wise writes, more seriously, taking over TikTok would give the tech giant Microsoft control of one of the largest and most influential social media networks in the world. A transformative Microsoft TikTok title could create meaningful competition for the Facebook and Google, leveraging other Microsoft brands like LinkedIn, Minecraft, and Xbox. The third, synergy with Microsoft. TikTok would be a solution to the Microsoft on the aspect of data. This data could be used by the Microsoft in a variety of ways, so we can expect a synergy with the Microsoft other services. The Microsoft giant has long used the Xbox Live to fuel the parts of the Microsoft research for future software and hardware projects, and the usage data helps game developers and Microsoft better understand how people use their Xbox. Understanding how people interact with and use the kinetic accessories for the Xbox helped Microsoft develop and improve HoloLens too. Microsoft could take advantage of that direct access to TikTok users with ads for Surface, Xbox, and other products, or even as another basis for the game streaming ambitions. Google is planning to leverage YouTube to integrate its Stadia streaming service, and TikTok would give Microsoft a response with the xCloud game streaming. Microsoft had been planning to use Mixer for Xbox game streaming, but the service never gained enough traction and the company was forced to strike a deal with the Facebook for Xbox integration instead. It is not hard to imagine watching a Call of Duty video on TikTok and then being able to click and instantly play the game as it streamed to your phone via Microsoft Xbox service. Microsoft also had broad ambitions for artificial intelligence that go beyond just the workplace. While its initial foray into AI-powered chatbots for the customer didn't go to plan, Microsoft does need a consumer testing ground for its AI work that goes beyond Office. TikTok already utilized AI for facial recognition with the app's popular filters, and in the recommendation engine that drives for you feed, TikTok's AI feed dictates exactly what you see in the app, and the algorithm improves the more people use TikTok. TikTok has also been venturing into augmented reality, with both filters and ads that utilize AR. Microsoft AR ambitions have been largely limited to its HoloLens hardware, Microsoft mixed reality headsets, and some experiments on mobile with the Minecraft. TikTok would be another gateway into the mobile world of AR for Microsoft. The fourth, the data. The key part of any TikTok deal will be the data and the users Microsoft gain access to. This is the driving force behind concerns from Trump administration over TikTok's potential tie to the Chinese government and how the data might be misused. Microsoft acknowledges the data's importance in its blog post confirming acquisition talks, noting that Microsoft would ensure that all private data of TikTok's American users is transferred to and remain in the United States. Shortly, Microsoft acknowledges the data's importance and it made a solid promise on it. So let's focus on the data itself. TikTok could help correct the Microsoft blind spot and even influence how other software and services are developed inside the company. Microsoft has all the data it needs on business usage of software, but it hasn't been successful with a pure consumer service in recent years, which has left the company with a gap of insight into consumer behaviors. TikTok gives Microsoft a direct line to millions of youngsters using the app to watch videos or even those who use it to create contents. Microsoft has tried desperately to adapt its Windows operating system to be more consumer-friendly with video creating apps. But TikTok offers an easy way for millions to create videos for their phones instead. What would be the Microsoft TikTok? Well, it's really complex. It's really difficult to say exactly how Microsoft's potential TikTok takeover will progress. It's an unusual deal for the company, especially with the US government's ongoing threats. Anyway, if Microsoft TikTok deal is successful, it would be at least $30 billion. And then it's likely the company will also be run separately. Microsoft's massive acquisition of Skype and Nokia's phone business have been a lesson in how not to aggressively integrate businesses. They also know that they have made success when running the business separately, such as Mojang, LinkedIn, and GitHub. Running the TikTok separately could allow Microsoft to leverage its all important data and integration point, but also position TikTok as a YouTube and Facebook rival Microsoft has always wanted. TikTok is rapidly turning into the next big consumer social media space, acting as a direct competitor to Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook, both in terms of scale and the features involved in sharing and commenting on videos. This situation reminds me of the days when Google tried to acquire YouTube. Of course, Microsoft and TikTok is way more complex. But let's do it simple. All of the media and investors were negative at then. YouTube was full of potential powers, but many doubt about the Google's decision because dealing with a gigantic amount of data might be a huge burden for them. Whether it would be worthy enough or not on the basis of input versus output. There will likely be more twists and turns in the TikTok talks in the coming weeks. But now that Microsoft is committed to finishing this discussion no later than September 15th, the clock is tick-tocking. Thank you so much for watching my video, and please subscribe to my channel and show your thumbs up. And I will hop around the world and bring lots of thousands of funny stories to you. Let's hop around together. Thank you, and see you again!